would take minutes. Let me text Morgan. Is everyone doing good? Happy New Year. There's Morgan. Okay, Morgan, Jennifer emailed.
Sorry, I was running late.
It's okay. I don't see. Kenny's not on here. Adam. Joanne said she can't do meetings like this, and I know Sarah's upstairs working. Sarah and I have kind of talked about the auction idea for the kids. And Lori sent me this morning, which I thought was great. It's an article they did on, they're getting ready, and Neil's not here, so this will be a check-in with Neil regarding this, but they're going to start airing interviews on the radio station with all of the chosen entities that receive money. And they're going to do those interviews on the air in Henry County, which you have the Paris Henry County Arts Council, Miss Healthy Comes to School, Henry County CASA, Livestock, which I know, Dan, we talked about yesterday. We're getting ready to put kind of a PR video together for you guys out there. And I know you all are one of the recipients, which it would be kind of cool to have you on and do an interview with Neil. I guess go on and get started with those that we have here and interject ideas. But I first wanted to throw out the idea with the Leadership Tomorrow kids. I think it was all agreed on the emails that I saw going back and forth, that we could actually do a small auction with the Leadership Tomorrow kids, maybe an art auction, which would drive money, seed money, and keep our name out there. We have 34 students, and also, I thought of Debbie Danielson at the Art Guild, you know, might be able to come up with some items there that would help our kids, and they could write the description. They could put the actual auction together, do pictures. They can do that. And I don't think that would take a whole lot of time for them on the side. Okay, so that's kind of what I wanted to throw out there. I'm interested in hearing from each of you and your thoughts. So take it away.
I'll go first if nobody else wants to jump in. I love the idea. I say we let them do it like I had suggested, where we let them conduct an auction in their name and Leadership Tomorrow's name, and then just say the proceeds will go to MKY Cares, and we can either choose to keep that for seed money depending on how much they do, or we can, you know, even do a little mini grant of some sort to those organizations that we have promised some money for now for a while. So either way, I mean, it's money that could come in, and we don't have to call it MKY Cares. We just, you know, Leadership Tomorrow's auction, and the proceeds will go to MKY Cares to help with an auction in the future, or to help the organizations that we support.
I did talk to Sean Smee. He likes the idea. Of course, he's our Murray State umbrella with Leadership Tomorrow. We're still in the trenches of trying to figure out what we're going to do this summer with airline tickets vouchers that they've held over for us for this year for the kids to go to DC. So, you know, if they do this auction, that way it's kind of, it keeps the name out. Well, that's an idea. Do you think Town and Gown could assist us? Yeah. Greg just messaged, do you think Town and Gown could? That's a Carol Brunn question. And I would think so, Greg. Maybe they do the auction and a portion of the proceeds goes to MKY Cares, and then a portion of them stays in seed money for the actual Leadership Tomorrow group. Chances are that if the trip happens or they're able to do something at the end of the year. So I wanted to throw that out.
I think that would be a fine idea. The more, the merrier. And it gives the leadership kids something to do. I feel like they've been unable to for so long now that this just gives them a good opportunity.
They really have, and it gives them an opportunity. And you know, they're looking for ways to have volunteer hours on their resumes. You know, I just got a email today. I've had 2 emails from 2 different people, letters of rec for scholarships, you know, GSE's coming up, GSP. So I want them to be able to have hands-on activities to be able to do. And as the end of the year rolls around, that they haven't felt like Leadership Tomorrow's just been a waste. I actually have a list of people I have to email today to set up Zoom meetings with law and government and ag and community resources. I've got to get all those worked out. So the kids are kind of, they're out there. And so, okay, could we do a timeline of possible events? Arts auction. Yes, I think that needs to be done. Do you want me to do that? Put it together? I'll be happy to. Because that's part of the communication with getting this message out to the Leadership Tomorrow students and all the kids. And right now I know Mr. McDaniels is kind of, he lost his mother. And so I've got to push the ship out from shore and get it out and make sure that everyone's rowing right now. As far as what are your thoughts about the items that we obtain? Greg, when you said town and gown, what were your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I think she might be able to assist with all of her connections with businesses and everything just to get the word out. Maybe that's one avenue. I also put on there that I've been working with Murray Mold and Dye on a project with the boosters, that maybe the ATC kids and welding or something down there that might be able to help do some sort of mass production of something. Now I'll call Dan on that. Maybe we can brainstorm on that. It may be a project that they can't handle.
Give me a call.
Okay. But I like the arts auction idea.
Dan, if we do, if as far as items for the arts, is there anything there?
There's not a whole lot done, and I've got students, so I'm masked up if y'all can't hear me. I don't know why it won't let me start my video. Anyway, we've had students 2 weeks last semester, and then we've got them now, so we'll have to give us a little time, and we'll try to do something to have a few things ready to go for the auction. I'll try to talk with Mr. Probine and get something out of carpentry, his CNC machine, and I'll try to talk to I'll talk to Mr. Caldwell too. I may need some ideas, Sherry.
Well, I mean, that's fine. And then they asked for a timeline. Greg did a while ago. So if we're looking at donating those type of items, what kind of timeline are we looking at for you guys to make those, Dan? Because that'll
if we can get everybody on board, probably a couple of weeks would be good.
Okay.
If it's something small, and you know what I'm saying.
Uh-huh. And I'm going to challenge the actual group any artist in the group that might be willing to make something or put something together. You know, we've had that in the past. We've had a very talented artist in Leadership Tomorrow that did paintings or made something ceramic. And, you know, I'll challenge them with that and ask if they would be, will anyone to jump on board and do that. Oh, okay. Greg says, I think fall for the arts auction. Push spring. Say that again. Let me read that, Greg, what you said.
Just as a suggestion, maybe the arts auction in the fall and then push that food auction to the spring 22. Maybe have that pickleball, because I know they've got lots of people there that were interested in that.
Exactly.
Early fall, maybe. Or,
So arts auction, what month are we considering though with our kids now? Because they're done in May. See, that's kind of where I was
get the
going.
ball rolling with trying to get items.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, you know, April is spring break. If we got the kids, how many items are you seeing? I thought maybe 20. That's small. You think that's too big?
Didn't you say we had 12 already, or you want to do something you want to do just art?
Well,
Didn't you say we had 12 items of some
well,
sort?
actually, I have items in my desk drawer that were given to us last year to go online, and I was going to go back and ask those businesses if we could use them with our Leadership Tomorrow kids. I have stuff from Sirloin, Stockade, and Profiles.
Well, and I was just asking because if we're just doing art, totally fine with that. 20 items I think would be easy to get, but if we're using those items too, obviously it'd be easy to get 8 more things. So I feel like a little bit more wouldn't hurt. If we set a date for Leadership Tomorrow to do it, and then we would just set another date to say we need items by this date, and then I just say we go with whatever we get. And I definitely think Debbie would be willing to help.
I think Debbie really would, because I've been in and talked to her, and she loves, you know, Leadership Tomorrow kids have gone by her shop before on Arts Day. She's very involved in the community, so I feel like that would be something that she would be very willing to help with.
Greg just mentioned the art teachers too.
Oh yeah,
I think
okay.
that'd be a great idea to get them involved. They could even maybe get some of their best students, even if they're not in Leadership Tomorrow, even our middle school aged kiddos. I know here at Murray Middle, we have some really good artists.
Okay.
And Gina loves to do stuff like that. And I'm sure at Callaway the same.
Yes. And Lisa's not on here, so hopefully she can help Trump kind of turn those bushes over with Callaway Art. That's a great idea, because I think if we remember some of the items that they had at Helping Hands, they were from art teachers in Henry County schools. And, you know, they had done different paintings and some had them framed. So I think we could do that. That's a great idea. Looking at my calendar right now, I'd like to kind of maybe push a tentative date out there to shoot for our Leadership Tomorrow kids. You think March is something tangible we could do with this, or do you think that's too quick? It would give us
Maybe the end of March.
Yeah.
We wanted to push it to as long as we can.
And, you know, I think spring break is scheduled for like the 5th through the 9th, I believe. Is that correct? At both schools? Greg?
I missed the question.
Spring break? I'm thinking that's the 5th through the 9th.
Yeah, it's that first full week of April.
Yeah, Murray State doesn't have spring break this semester.
Okay. So what if we shot for,
That might be another option too, to talk to the chair of that art department.
okay.
That might be a Sean Smee task.
All righty.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Sean Sneed.
Okay, I'm making notes. Okay, if we look to the last week of March, if people go anywhere, they're going to leave that Friday, April the 2nd. So if we did something the last week, like on a Tuesday, March 30th, or even the 31st. And maybe we break it up. Maybe we have so many items on the 30th and the 31st, or we do just a one-day deal. Thoughts on that?
I like that idea. We could also do like a little basket for people that are actually going on spring break, you know,
Well, that's a great idea, Lori.
beach towels, or I don't know, just something clever. And Sherry, I'm backing up just a tad. Would it be appropriate for the 34 Leadership Tomorrow people to perhaps do an interview, maybe either on Zoom, maybe tag up with some of our recipients, and maybe they could just learn about those organizations and what they do, and maybe if they get excited and present it, you know, that might stir up some more publicity for those groups.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea.
And they could be working on that now. And if you can do it Zoom, of course, that would be a Neil question, but maybe they could do that in small groups on Zoom and record that.
Yeah, and Neil's been working with all of our kids where they go down and they've recorded PSAs, and he's been running them on the air. He's been awesome to help us. So I think that Neil would be the integral part there that could help spur that on and organize that on how we need to do that. I think that's a great idea.
In our church bulletin yesterday, they had, and I'll try to take a picture of this and send you, obviously the Henry County Helping Hand 2021 looks differently this year. And in our bulletin, they've said there's different ways to give, and they give like send donations to this address. There is a special account established at one of the banks, and all of the tellers know. So anyone could go in during regular business hours and make a donation to Helping Hand. There's also Venmo, and then they're doing that online auction. So, you know, they've kind of, I guess the Paris Board of Public Utilities, they will match, let's see, donate to Henry County Helping Hand between January 4th and January 18th to have your contribution matched dollar for dollar up to $20,000. So obviously they're having to think outside the box this year and do some things with donations, and they've asked for gift cards, canned goods, crafts, and woodworking. So just to kind of throw that out there, if that kind of helps anybody brainstorm some ideas for our group.
Lori, can you send that to me, that actual article?
Yes, I have to take a picture because I don't
fine.
have a scanner and send that to you. That, like I said, that's just something that they printed and stuck in the church bulletin.
Well, I'd like to give that to the LT kids and let them put their brains to work, because I think that's great. And I mean, we had so many people on board to help, you know, the churches and different people could, if they're given that. Thanks, Bonnie, for being on here. If everyone could, they could update and put that out there with the people that we had secured and get the word out. The kids could help us do that. Though those people right there very well could jump in and say, well, let me do this. You know, my husband makes this, or, you know, I have this wreath, or whatever. But that would be a great idea. I like that. Yes, it is. To have Ryan help. I know that's who Jennifer had been working with when we did the pickleball. So we're going to hold off pickleball till summer. Is that what we're saying? correct?
I think so.
Okay.
I think that's a good idea because Lisa was talking about, and I know the group she's talking about that aren't here most of the year, but they are in the summer. They're
Okay.
snowbirds. So they're only here in the warm months. That'd be a good idea to hold. And that's a big group of them, of local Murray ones.
Greg says he can check into getting Venmo and PayPal accounts for us. That would be great. Very much appreciated. And Morgan, were you able to record any of the minutes? Jennifer asked you to do that.
She did ask me to do that?
She said in her email, but then when you jumped on, I forgot to remind you. It's okay.
Sorry, I haven't written one thing down. I would have.
It's okay. I've made notes. Maybe I can put something together really quick. Let's see. We had me, Greg, Morgan, Dan, Lori Parker, and Monty. Okay. I'll just use a template from old minutes, Morgan, and put it together from what we discussed today. Is that
Okay.
good?
And Greg mentioned that maybe it is a good idea if we want to get back with the whole big community ed board, if we want to have a meeting, with that big group and kind of give them an update on what we've been doing.
Okay. I can put a meeting together. It would be a Zoom meeting. Greg, can you help me do that? But yeah, we need that to go out to everyone. Because yes, we are still a committee of that group. That's our umbrella group. So yes, I agree with that. So that needs to be scheduled. I'm putting that on my list. Dan, thoughts?
Sounds good so far.
Okay. All right, because we've got.
Hey, Dan, I have a couple of ideas for some small wood projects.
Dan?
Sorry, I got caught up with a student. What is it?
Okay. Lori?
Oh, I was just going to tell Dan that I had a couple ideas for some like small carpentry projects. I think I couldn't even glue popsicle sticks together, but somebody that knows what they're doing.
You can email or let me know what they are. We'll see what we can do.
What are they, Lori?
You know those little happy everythings that hold the solo cups? I've seen some that are just wooden and there's a hole drilled in to put the Sharpie. So like when you have people over. Does that make sense? Do I need to send a picture? I can, if you'll give me your email.
Yeah.
Give me your email, please, Dan.
James.hicks@murray.kyschools.us.
Okay, I'll send you some of these ideas, and if you hate them, it's not gonna hurt my feelings. And if they can be done, great.
On that same thought, those like wooden door hangers are real popular. A bunch of people are making those these days. That might be another good project. You know what I'm talking about, Lori?
Like the ones that they paint? No, I'm really not.
Yeah, like, I don't know. There's a bunch. Danielle Schwetman, she even makes some.
Oh, I got one for Christmas. Are they round?
Yeah, like just anything like that. She makes other shapes too, but it's real popular that people are wanting to buy those and put them on their doors. So
Kayla Adams is making them.
yeah, I think a bunch of people are, but that's a good idea for the woodworking class if they wanted to.
Yeah, I have one we got for Christmas, Dan, and it says the Purdums across it. It's black, got black and white gingham, and then the font goes across in script and says the Purdums. It's really
Send me a picture.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, you guys have given me a lot of groundwork to cover. Need to schedule a community ed main meeting. Need to schedule the actual auction, and I'll send out communication with our LT kids, which I'm working on right now. So, okay, I think we have a plan, and I appreciate all of you, and we will move forward. But I do like the thought of it's very important that we have to do a community ed umbrella meeting, because that will help a lot of people. Like Dr. Whaley at Murray State, Sean Smee. I'm just going through names. Lou Carter, so that's where we are. Thank you all so much. And Greg, I'll work with you to get a Zoom meeting set up for community ed. Does that sound good?
Sorry I didn't take minutes. If I can do anything to help, just
Oh,
let me know.
I
Yeah.
miss all of you too.
I've recorded this meeting.
Oh, well, that was helpful. There we go.
Yeah. She asked for that she sent it at 5 this morning and said she's not feeling well and could we record it, and she said maybe you could get Morgan to do minutes. And I will say that I took some stuff out to Linda last week, a good friend of ours, and I sent a box of goodies from Artisan Kitchen and 2 bags of salad to go with the main dish that Linda made her of lasagna. And I thought I would sign us up on that other where we do one major basket to go with the other initiative that they've got going online. And we would make that from MKY Cares. And we would just put one big basket together and send it. Are you guys good with that?
I'd be happy to do whatever.
Okay. And Jennifer,
Oh.
we know.
Colt and I went and visited on Saturday morning, distance with our mask on for a couple of hours, and she was doing well. So, and I talked to her last night and she wasn't feeling too bad just yet. So,
Yeah. Keep her in our thoughts and prayers. She's got a rough road, but she'll get through it. Jennifer's a strong, strong individual. A lot of people rallying around her. Okay. Are we good?
Yes,
Good.
ma'am.
Thank you all so much.
I'm ready to meet at Polly Eyes.
Well, me too, Dan.
Oh, me too.
my
Can we
husband and
do
I go there often for lunch because I miss it. I miss all our meetings there.
Can we do that anytime soon, Masca? No.
That is something we need to be mindful of, that just the, there's lots of small businesses in our community that are hurting just by all the shutdowns. So anything that we can do, to help them, I'm on board with.
Well, and I know when Jennifer did an auction for Hope Calloway, she got like cakes. She asked, so we don't have to ask we don't need to ask the places to give us things for free because they're struggling anyways. But if we could get people to like, because there were a lot of those, like a lot of whole cakes. There were a lot of gift cards. I don't know if we can ask people to buy like $50 gift cards to, I don't know, wherever for a family dinner night or something.
That's kind of what I thought. That's not bad.
'Cause we did that with Tiger Christmas. We asked for a lot of gift cards, small gift cards for the kids because we wanted to support local businesses too.
Okay. I'll probably need to do a Zoom meeting with the LT kids instead of doing written communication so that they'll understand exactly what it is we're doing, what we're asking of them. And I'll talk to Sean, and I won't bother Jamie right now, but we will schedule it and I'll let Jamie know. But a lot of people hurting in our community right now, a lot of sadness, a lot of sorrow. My heart breaks for many families right now. All of us just need to keep them in our thoughts and prayers. And in particular, I'm going to say the Hornback family. Please keep them. Marilyn used to work here at the board office. His children are Murray High grads. He just lost his son this week. We have Jennifer going through chemo. Mr. McDaniel just lost his mom. And I'm sure many of you can think of people that are hurting. So I appreciate your friendships, and I appreciate all of you and everything you do on this mission. I know COVID has really set us back, but a bright star in our lives is little Grayson. I look at pictures of her all the time. I don't get to see her that much because of COVID, but sometimes I just look at little pictures of her and I go, oh, she's that star that came from Bethlehem during Christmas. She makes me smile. So love all of you, and we'll move ahead. Thank you all so much. Have a great day.
Thank you, Sherry. Y'all have a great day. Good to see everybody.
Same here.
Same. See y'all.
See ya.
Bye.